Tickets are on sale now for the 4th annual NBA HBCU Classic presented by AT&T featuring Morehouse College and Tuskegee University. Don't miss this action-packed event happening at NBA All-Star 2025 and filled with competitive matchup and marching band performances celebrating HBCU pride. See you in the Bay.
HBCU football fans, this year's Cricket Celebration Bowl has a new date. A champion will rise at Mercedes-Benz Stadium on December 14th as the MEAC and SWAC champions meet once again. Join us in Atlanta for championship football, interactive fan experiences, and iconic marching bands. It's an HBCU family reunion that you don't want to miss. See who will be crowned the next HBCU national champion. For event and ticket information, visit the Celebration Bowl.
Looking for the ultimate cultural experience of 2025? The Zora Outdoor Festival of the Arts is where you need to be. From January 31st to February 2nd, Eatonville, Florida will come alive with incredible live performances from the Levert Experience and the Bar Cave. Immerse yourself in interactive art. Shop from over 80 vendors. Take a journey through history with a new virtual tour app. And enjoy family-friendly STEM activities. Plus, don't miss the unforgettable R&B tribute to the legends, honoring talents such as Whitney Houston, Marvin Gaye, and Luther Vandross. This is more than a festival. It's a celebration of Eatonville's rich cultural heritage. Visit zorafestival.org for tickets.
ESPN Events Band of the Year, a title reserved for the absolute best in the world of HBCU marching bands. A season-long competition that culminates in Atlanta on Friday, December 13th. Drum majors, percussion, drill, auxiliaries, musicality. All aspects will be adjudicated by expert judges in the world of college bands. 4 bands will qualify for the big stage, where national champions will be crowned. Follow us on social media for ranking updates throughout the season. And join us at Mercedes-Benz Stadium on December 13th for events and
Good evening, everyone, and welcome to the Top Draft Sports Bar at the Omni Hotel Downtown Atlanta. It's here. It's Celebration Bowl weekend. When you look on the screen, I believe that would be from your left to right or your right to left. We've got no, we're not. We're going to start with the ladies first just because he said something about FAMU a few minutes ago. Coach P, Alabama State's in the building. Coach P, how you doing today?
I'm excellent. How are y'all doing?
Doing well. And, of course, getting ready, kicking it with us a little bit before we get into the lab, Professor Bishop. How you doing there? JSU's in the house. And, of course, A.D. Drew, the Rattler Golden Tiger in the house. How you doing today, man?
I'm doing all right. You know, this used to be my favorite softball coach. I'm still going to root for her, except for that 1 3-game series every season.
You know, this season we have 6 games. We have
all right, so
3 at home and 3 away.
So that's 2 3-game series that you will not have a fan. I want you to know that.
That's all right.
I got you the rest of the season, though, Coach P.
That's all right.
That's all right.
All right.
All right, guys. And we know this is what the Celebration Bowl is all about. HBCUs coming together to just be able to enjoy family, enjoy the culture, and do everything that we're going to be doing. A little bit later, before we get off and get ready for the lab, we're going to get Dr. Paul Bryant, who's been a longtime friend, the Alabama A&M AD, because I know some folks got some questions. We gonna have some. No, don't put him on the spot already. Yeah, right. But we're
How
getting
many
in.
LinkedIn requests he done got?
I know, right? We're getting ready, but of course it's about the game that's coming up this Saturday. The Tigers of Jackson State University, #1 in all of the HBCU polls that we know of, going against #2 South Carolina State from the MEAC and the SWAC. battling it out for supremacy. But before we get into the game, because we're going to ask Coach about the game, let's talk a little bit about some softball. Gentlemen, take it away.
Obviously, I am still heartbroken over you leaving us on the highest of 7 hills to go to the Gump. But how has it been in Montgomery for you with the Alabama State program? You know, the transition both personally and professionally. Seriously, how have those gone for you over the last few months?
You know, honestly, I think that anytime as a coach that you have to leave the players that you've recruited, the program that you've helped build, a program that you've been part of for 8 years, it's hard, it's tough. But Alabama State, Montgomery, the Gump, as you called it, they have really embraced me. They've been nothing but kind to me. Anything I've asked for, they've accommodated me. They've given it to me, which is nice because you don't always get that as a coach, especially as a non-revenue sport. So it's been great so far. The athletes have really responded well to everything that me and the coaching staff have asked them to do. We're ready for this season. You know, we know that our toughest games are probably going to be against Florida A&M, simply because that's where I came from. Also because, you know, we did win the Eastern Conference Championship last year.
And you know the talent down there because half of it is yours.
And the talent. And, you know, because I did recruit most of that team down there. So I know what they have. But I'm excited because I do know that the team that we have at Alabama State, we're going to be able to compete at a very high level.
And that's one of the things I wanted to follow up on in terms of talking about the talent. And one of the things you've seen, at least over the past at least 5-6 years, is just the infusion of talent into the SWAC. But where are the hotbeds in terms of recruitment when you take a look at softball in the SWAC?
Oh, man, I don't want to give all my secrets away, but the hotbeds, honestly, for recruiting, Ocala, Florida. Like, if you're not recruiting in Ocala, Central Florida, then you're missing out. Of course, Miami, South Florida, Atlanta always has great talent. Atlanta and the surrounding areas. I'm biased because I'm from North Carolina. So North Carolina, we have a lot of hidden gems up there that I've really been trying to tap into. And then Birmingham area, Texas, and California, of course.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. And for somebody who lived in Alabama, anything north of I-20 is going to be good for you versus south of I-20. You talk about somebody who coached and umpired softball in the state of Alabama on the high school level for a long time.
It's different. I'm learning that you know, the state of Alabama, they haven't really put as many resources into softball and the young women as I think that as we could. So one thing that we're looking to do this year and the next couple of years is to make sure that we're pouring resources into Montgomery and surrounding areas south of, as you said, south of Birmingham, south of I-20, to make sure that we're cultivating better relationships with the community, and that we're also able to help increase the knowledge and softball skill set of the players in those areas.
That's a great question. I want to follow up softball skill set, like the camps and things of that nature. What are you attempting to sort of put in place at Alabama State now to really enhance the softball playing in the state of Alabama?
So we're really trying to make sure that we have a lot of camps. We're inviting people from the local communities and the state of Alabama as a whole into our facilities so that they can interact with our players, interact with the coaches. They have a chance to see what it's like to play at the college level. And then we're also providing skill sets, some instructional camps for them. January 11th, we actually have our second prospect camp that since I've been there. So we're really excited about that. And then January 12th, we're actually having a community camp. So we're inviting everybody, whether it's you're young, old, male, female, know what softball is, don't know, have no idea what it is. We're inviting you out to interact with our team and to be able to learn what softball is and how we can help it build in our community.
Coach, what dates were those again?
January 11th and January 12th.
Prospect camp on the 11th, community camp on the 12th,
Correct.
if I heard that correctly.
Yep.
Alex Weiss, give her a call.
Listen, they are very familiar. We were just down with minority softball prospects. We were just down on their campus at their facility. And look, I know you probably had a conversation with that young lady who was hitting all those bombs out into the parking lot.
You know I did. The only thing that's holding me back from recruiting her is that she's actually committed to West Alabama, and we respect verbal commitment. So we want to make sure that she goes there. She has a great experience. But you know, the transfer portal is always open.
It is.
All right, Coach. Let's kind of pivot towards while all of us are here in town this weekend to the football game at hand. You came from Florida A&M last year. Obviously, we know FAMU is for another 48 hours or the defending HBCU national champion. But I wanted to ask this from a non-revenue sport perspective. When your football team on campus is doing the things like Florida A&M last year did, like a Jackson State is doing this year, like a South Carolina State this year is doing. Do you, as a non-rev sport, is there jealousy? Is there envy? Is there a sense of pride? How do not only the coaches the players feel with that? Because we know football already sucks the air out of the room as far as the attention goes. That's just a natural thing. But when you're on a championship run, it sucks even more air out of the room. So how do non-rev sports feel when that's going on your campus?
Coach, before you answer that, Drew always trying to start some trouble. But go ahead.
No, I'm not trying to start trouble, but it's
he said revenue versus non-revenue, football versus softball, right? Knowing that we don't have the same, we don't have the same pool. But honestly, as a non-revenue coach, it's inspiring because it shows us that there are bigger and more opportunities for us as non-revenue sports than maybe what we see in front of us. So like, knowing that last year at Florida A&M, when we had the chance to come to the Celebration Bowl, knowing that, Willie Simmons and his team, that they were able to win it, it trickled down to us. It showed us that anything is possible, that even though, it was our first time coming to the Celebration Bowl, our first time really having the big stage, being able for the nation to see us as we know we are, it just really was more inspiring than anything. There was no jealousy, no envy. If anything, I think it was more like I said, inspiring, and the trickle-down effect is something serious. So when our players saw our football players on the big stage, they saw them on ESPN, they saw them being celebrated, they saw them, getting whatever they wanted, they said, oh, that's possible for us too. And I think that kind of actually helped us propel to that Eastern Championship for the SWAC tournament last year.
And all the way to the championship.
All the way to the championship.
So when we look at the trickle-down effect in terms of Florida A&M, that branding aspect in terms of them being on the national TV, that opens up recruiting a little bit more for you?
Oh, a lot more, because they see national champions. They don't care if it's HBCU. They don't care if it's FBS, FCS. They see national champions. They know that, hey, like if I go to Florida A&M, even if I play softball, I have a chance to be the national champion. Sure. So what I would love to see from a softball standpoint is if we can kind of take the same model that football has as far as HBCU and Celebration Bowl being the HBCU national champions, and kind of incorporate that to have like a HBCU national softball championship.
Sure. We're working on it, Coach.
All right. Hey, I hear you.
Black College Softball World Series.
I love it.
We are working on it.
I know me and me and Kevin from JSU, we have talked about it. We're trying to, start some things to put that together because, like Division I, Division II, even Division III and NAIA softball for HBCU is really big. We have a lot of talents being overlooked. And so we want to be able to bring that to the main stage and be able to show people that we are still a Division I program, that we still have wonderful softball players who can compete on a national stage.
Let me follow up on that because there's been this debate that we've always had, playoffs versus our own thing. Obviously, the Celebration Bowl is our own thing. We just saw the run in, I don't know if you follow Division II football, but we just saw the run that Miles and Virginia Union had in Division II football. But we know in basketball, softball, baseball, 9 times out of 10, when we get to the NCAAs, we one and done, or in your case, 2 and done.
Oh, yeah.
How Dr. Bill said, 2 and barbecue.
2 and barbecue.
2 and barbecue.
Barbecue. That's what happened.
Yeah. So, given all those dynamics, do you feel like the coaches at this level really want us? Like, we need to do our own, because obviously, if we do it right, we can make more money, because going to the NCAAs costs us money 9 times out of 10.
It does. Well, first of all, let me say he is trying to start some stuff, but I'm going to answer how I want to answer it. I think that the first thing we need to look at is, why is the SWAC and the MEAC always seeded the 15th and 16th seed out of everybody? We're looking at other teams who have less wins, who have more losses, who aren't playing as decent competition as we are, but yet we still always end up the 15th and 16th seed, and we had to play the 1 and 2 seed. I think that's something we need to look at as the NCAA and also as HBCU culture. And I do think that it would be better and more beneficial for us to have our own thing. One thing that happened, during segregation is they said that, like segregation could actually hurt and harm our Black culture more than it could help us. Now, do I think that's correct? I don't know, but I do think that now being in this present time where we do see HBCUs being pushed to the forefront, we do see our Black athletes wanting to choose HBCUs over PWIs, I think it's the time that we build something for ourselves.
Sure.
We have the HBCU, what used to be the Heritage Bowl, but we now have the Celebration Bowl. I think that in all sports we can have something like that where we can actually show the Division I, Division II, Division III, NAIA, even JUCO, that our HBCUs can actually thrive at this level, and when we're playing each other, that we can actually elevate, and we can even have a bigger presence than what we have right now as simply innate NCAA schools.
Well said.
I completely agree.
And let me ask this question. I mean, pivot to looking at this game culturally. What does the Celebration Bowl do for HBCU culture and just the spotlight being on the SWAC and
I mean, how many other football games do you know where we would have JSU, ASU, FAMU, Alcorn, Miles, we will all be in the same space celebrating the fact that we're all wanting to have a champion of HBCU.
Yeah.
You don't see that at all games. Like normally it's ASU versus JSU. Normally it's ASU versus FAMU or vice versa, whatever. But being that we have the Celebration Bowl, it's a chance for all of us to come together and not only celebrate, a champion, but celebrate the fact that we have the means to be able to have our own bowl. How many other people can say that they have a bowl that was created for them, for their specific race, for their specific HBCU culture, for their specific PWI culture? Nobody else can say that.
Sure.
You have the SEC championship, you have the NCAA championship. That's cool and all. We still have our SWAC championship. We still have the MEAC championship. But then we have a bowl that celebrates us and what we're able to do. I think this is one of the largest events where you get to see schools and supporters from across the nation come together and say, hey, like we want this one team to win. But regardless of who wins, we were celebrating the fact that we have created our own space for us to be celebrated. And
Sure.
I think that's a big reason why it's called the Celebration Bowl. It's because we're celebrating ourselves.
No doubt.
All right,
Coach,
Coach, we got about a minute and a
100%.
half left in this segment. So I want to give the mic to you and have you sell softball, sell your program, sell whatever you want to sell. This is your 90 seconds.
Oh man. Well, I can sell a lot. Well, first of all, I want to sell Alabama State. Come to the Gump. I know it sounds kind of crazy, but come to the Gump. One thing I realized is that going from FAMU to Alabama State is a lot less chaotic. It's a lot more peaceful in Montgomery than it is Tallahassee. I love FAMU. I will always love FAMU, but there's something about Montgomery that is just very peaceful. So if you decide that you want to play softball, you want to play softball at a high level, Division I, HBCU softball, contact me. My I'm not going to give my phone number. My email is cpatterson1025@alasu.edu. Second thing I want to promote is we are having camps. We have 2 camps coming up in January 11th. We have
On
our
the
prospect
screen.
camp. We have
It's
our
on the screen,
prospect
yeah.
camp. All right, somewhere down here, I guess.
Yep.
And then January 12th, we have our community camp. So if you're somebody, parent, grandparent, players, just somebody who's like, hey, I want to know what softball is. I want to interact with the ASU softball program. Come to our community camp. It doesn't matter how old you are. It doesn't matter your skill level. Come to our community camp. We want to invite you out to spend time with us as a staff and us as players. And then we also have a major event happening in June. I can't give you the dates yet because we actually don't have them set, but in June, we are having what we call a Diversity Diamond Summit. So it's going to be 2 days where we are incorporating not only the physical aspect, but also the mental aspect of softball. And for all athletes, want to invite you to that, you can go to diversitydiamond.com and you'll be able to find that information there. But hey, I mean, if you want to come play for Coach P, you got to come to Alabama State. I know you want to go to FAMU. It's okay to switch your decision. Come to us. Black and gold looks good on everybody. Black and gold looks good on everybody. All right, orange and green looks good on
Black and
everybody.
gold
And
does look good
he
on-
can attest to that,
Yes, I
Mr.
can.
8x8
Very,
himself.
very much
See,
so.
Mr. 8x8.
Yes,
If
indeed.
your daddy's an alpha, come to Alabama State.
All right,
All right, folks.
hold on, Roy. Last thing, where they send the money when they want to support?
If you want to support, simply go to alasu.edu, click on softball athletics, and then click on softball. There's a button that says support. Click on that, and it'll take you directly to a link. You can give as much money you want to. Right now, we are working on building a new stadium. We have the best facilities in all of SWAC softball, really all the HBCU softball, but people get mad at me when I say that. But we want to continue to upgrade our facilities. So if you want to put any money towards Alabama State, please go to our website, and we will gratefully take your money. Any money. You can
No doubt.
donate, and you can donate too.
Of course.
I appreciate your donation.
No doubt.
I give my loose change, my jingle change.
So listen,
All
your
change
couch
counts.
money.
Any pennies
Couch
count.
money.
Take it all.
So let me say
pennies,
this.
dollars, Bitcoin, whatever you want to do.
There
Let
you
me
go.
say this before we get out, Coach. To your point on the last session that you were talking about, I think one of the things that a lot of people just don't realize, once you get past what is now the Power Four athletic conferences, the best opportunity for revenue generation lies in the HBCU space.
It does.
Very few of these FCS programs have the tradition and history of over 150 years of playing football. We can say that. We've got 5 generations of fans at most HBCUs, and we're there. Folks, stay tuned. Of course, you know the lab is going to be coming up at the top of the hour, but right now what we're about to do is we're going to have an interview that I did with the general manager of the Omni Hotel, Mr. Ramon Reyes, talking about what's going on here, how things are going, how you can support and come on out and be engaged. Coach P, thanks again. A.D. Bryant, I hope you're ready because we're going to start bugging and quizzing you real shortly.
Y'all have a great night. Bye,
Thanks,
y'all.
Coach P. Enjoy the dinner.
All right, folks. So you guys enjoy this interview, and we will be back with the start of the lab in about 10 minutes.
As we get going, we know the Celebration Bowl is coming back up, and we know that on the 15th, which is the Sunday, following the Celebration Bowl, I believe it's at the New South Kitchen again. You guys are going to be doing a brunch.
Yeah, so there's a slurry of activities, I would say, that we always we like to put our foot in Christmas first off, but when you pair that with Celebration Bowl, we do some unique activations and programming throughout that entire weekend. And one of them is that we will have a Grinch Who Stole Christmas. There may an appearance of the Grinch that'll pop into that, but really some again, our chef has done a fantastic job of curating a menu that's obviously worth that occasion or worthy of that occasion. And there'll be some characters that'll pop in. There'll be some Santa, obviously sightings at that brunch as well. And I think it's just fantastic for people to come into our space. Our hotel is fully decorated, activated for the season. And we look forward to having everybody not only come in and enjoy the hot chocolate, enjoy the brunch. We've got a lot going on over the course of that weekend. In addition to Black Santa is going to be here, obviously celebrating Celebration Bowl as we bring him in every year as part of the weekend activities. We also partner with Barack and Michelle Obama Academy, so that Friday heading into that weekend, we bring in the kids choir. They perform for all of our guests here.
That's right.
And we also bring in their dance team. And so these very talented kids, they come from obviously Barack and Michelle Obama Academy, a school that's doing really, really good work. We're fortunate to feature them here, put them on a pedestal, give them a really good VIP experience, but also they come in and entertain all of our guests as part of that occasion and that weekend.
Oh man, that sounds like fun. And I do remember those guys from last year. That was an amazing situation to see those kids out there having fun. But listen, guys, if you haven't booked your rooms already, get into the Omni. Get into the Omni before all the rooms are gone for that weekend. It is a great hotel. It's right there in the middle of everything downtown Atlanta. And look, you see our brother is the one who is in charge, the head man in charge. Right. And we're definitely looking forward to it. What's your new chef's? Because the New South Kitchen is something that's actually new to you guys. That wasn't there last year, correct?
So, it was there last year. We rebranded it, coming really into COVID. And so it's now being reintroduced to the community, given some of our slowness and just ramping up out of the pandemic. But Anthony Bordeaux is our chef there, our executive chef, doing a fantastic job. It is an open kitchen concept, a beautiful dining room, windows all the way around. You know where you are. You get that sense of being in downtown Atlanta. And
sort of like your office here, where
exactly.
We see the beautiful backdrop of downtown Atlanta.
Exactly, yeah. So we look forward to having people come in and not only enjoy his cuisine, but just the atmosphere as a whole. It's really, we're really excited about the offerings there, really year round. But these specialty dinners, whether it's the brunches that we do over the holidays, and certainly these wine dinners that we've been fortunate to kick off with our partners, it is just a fantastic experience that we hope people take advantage of.
Okay. Well, listen, I'm going to have to make an early trip down there to see, because we'd love to do a live broadcast from the brunch if possible.
Yeah.
We actually have a Sunday morning show that we do after that, and we can use that to close out the HBCU football season, because you all are a great partner with the Celebration Bowl, so we really appreciate everything that you and your hotel does as it relates to the HBCU space. So we definitely want to make sure that we get in if we can feature that. But we will, and I'm having one of those brain farts right now. The sports bar is called
Top Draft Sports Line.
Top Draft. I don't know why I was going to say. I knew it was draft, but I was going to say something completely out of the way. But we're going to be broadcasting live from Top Draft this year while they are open. That was one of the things last year we did our broadcast and the space was closed. But folks, this is a top tier, great location. The sports bar is amazing. Again, another one of those panoramic, picturesque, what do we call it? Chamber of Commerce views from the balcony deck area out there that's out at the restaurant. Man, we are looking forward.
Look, I'm a little biased, but I would say it's one of the best views in downtown Atlanta. Just that entire, especially in the evening when the lights turn on in the city, it's activated. It's a fantastic view. It's a fantastic experience. We've got a great staff there that's willing and able and ready to take care of everybody who comes through those doors.
And listen, he is not exaggerating, folks. So listen, make sure the website that folks can book with you guys is.
Yeah, so omnihotels.com/Atlanta is our website for the property, and through that link you can find details about all of our programming, find more details about Top Draft, New South Kitchen, the menus, and all the offerings that are available. So I would recommend anyone direct their attention to that website for more information.
General Manager Mr. Ramon Reyes of the Omni International Hotel. It's not the Omni International, it's just the Omni Hotel.
That is the original name, the Omni International Hotel. Okay. But today, our brand now is Omni Hotels. In our property, Omni Atlanta Hotel at Centennial Park. But we're fortunate that I appreciate you acknowledging that this is where the brand began. So this is history in the making. But we look forward to have everybody over. One more thing, I mentioned Black Santa, but we're going to have Santa throughout the season here. So if you're interested in coming to check out the decor, taking pictures, and enjoying some time with Santa, come visit the property. We'd love to have you.
So all you local Atlanta folks, you know where to go to find you a great Santa at a great location. It'll be some amazing stuff. You'll love it. Again, please go check out the hotel. We'll be seeing you there because we're planning on staying there this year. So we're going to be there having a lot of fun again. Again, folks, stay tuned. Stay with the shows. We'll be back with more.
HBCU football fans, this year's Cricket Celebration Bowl has a new date. A champion will rise at Mercedes-Benz Stadium on December 14th as the MEAC and SWAC champions meet once again. Join us in Atlanta for championship football, interactive fan experiences, and iconic marching bands. It's an HBCU family reunion that you don't want to miss. See who will be crowned the next HBCU national champion. For event and ticket information, visit the Celebration Bowl.
Looking for the ultimate cultural experience of 2025? The Zora Outdoor Festival of the Arts is where you need to be. From January 31st to February 2nd, Eatonville, Florida will come alive with incredible live performances from the Levert Experience and the Bar Cave. Immerse yourself in interactive art. Shop from over 80 vendors. Take a journey through history with a new virtual tour app. And enjoy family-friendly STEM activities. Plus, don't miss the unforgettable R&B tribute to the legends, honoring talents such as Whitney Houston, Marvin Gaye, and Luther Vandross. This is more than a festival. It's a celebration of Eatonville's rich cultural heritage. Visit zorafestival.org for tickets.
ESPN Events Band of the Year, a title reserved for the absolute best in the world of HBCU marching bands. A season-long competition that culminates in Atlanta on Friday, December 13th. Drum majors, percussion, drill, auxiliaries, musicality. All aspects will be adjudicated by expert judges in the world of college bands. 4 bands will qualify for the big stage, where national champions will be crowned. Follow us on social media for ranking updates throughout the season. And join us at Mercedes-Benz Stadium on December 13th. For event and ticket information, visit bandoftheyear.com.
At AutoMasters LLC, our mission is to serve our community by providing quality automobiles at affordable prices. All of our vehicles are inspected and certified to offer you the confidence in knowing you have a quality vehicle. Our goal is to provide you with a seamless process and positive experience for your automobile purchase. Financing recommendations and specific vehicle inquiries are available at your request. You can find us at www.automasters06.com and follow us on Facebook and Instagram. Also, please feel free to contact Terrence Miles at 601-927-7794. And oh yeah, tell him Sonia sent you.
Morehouse College and Tuskegee University men's basketball teams were selected to compete in the 2025 NBA HBCU Classic presented by AT&T. The fourth annual NBA HBCU Classic will be played in the Bay Area as part of NBA All-Star 2025 and will once again celebrate the rich traditions, on-court athleticism, and commitment to excellence of the HBCU community. For tickets, visit nba.com/all-star. Tickets are on sale now for the fourth annual NBA.
Yeah.
I love my HBCU. And boy, I love it, love it. I love it, love it. I love my HBCU. And man, I hope my team they won. Yeah. I hope my team they won. Yeah. Man. I hope my team they won. Yeah. I hope my team they won. Yeah. I tune into the HBCU Sports Lab to see if my team won or lost. If they lost, I'm quiet as a mouse. But if they won, keep tab. I'ma do the dab, yeah. Dr. Cavil, he know what he be talking about. Mike and Charles, they know what they be talking about. They compress the analytic data with this hip hop. If you know them like I know them, they gon' tell you if your team, if they won or lost, and who the ball. So listen to Professor, yes sir, and pay attention, cause he gon' teach a lesson.
This is Dr. Cavil with Inside the HBCU Sports Lab with Mike Washington and Charles Bishop. Mike Washington is on assignment. He promised he will be in Atlanta tomorrow, but we have a group full, and we have at the home studios, Wilton Jackson II. Myself, I won't be in till tomorrow. Wilton, when you get into the building?
So I'm actually here now.
Oh, so you're in the hotel room.
Yep.
And taking care of some business there. Wow, we have these three gentlemen in the Omni Atlanta. I didn't get the message, fellas.
I know, right?
Surprise!
I didn't get the message. I don't know why y'all left me out here doing the hard work back on campus. We got a little thing called graduation, so I guess as the dean, I need to be there, but that's a whole different discussion.
Yes, sir.
So we have none other than Charles Bishop, AD Drew. Charles, since you there, I'm gonna let you announce your guest.
Oh, no doubt. I mean, I'm sure everybody has seen this young man quite often on their screen, Dr. Cavil, but Doc Brian, is great having you in here, and I mean. You saw us out the window out there. You was like, I was like, of course, in the middle.
That's right.
Yes, indeed.
Well, I tell you,
so you recruited somebody on the fly. I see that.
On the fly. You know how I bring them in, Doc. We'll see him on Radio Row. I'll bring him in.
Brian, I'm gonna talk about you, man. You don't call me back anymore. Don't text me. Now I know that you're busy. Particularly now in the middle of search, I promise I was not going to ask.
Slightly busy right now.
You told him you were gonna give him first privilege, right privilege, and I believe with the Bulldog Show they should get first rights. I was just calling to check on you, but I see how you do it, brother.
Dr. Cavil, if there's not one person I love, it's you. You are my guy for life.
Already. And I'm gonna tell my wife that I'm the number one fan. She's still trying to figure out how I get more love than Alabama ain't on the hill. I work hard on it.
You do, brother. You do.
And I make sure she sends those checks. So
yes, sir. And I appreciate that.
I know you do because they hurt. But it's for a good cause. How you doing down there? Let me go around and just ask everybody what have they seen thus far. Has anybody lost the game already before it started?
Yeah, not that I've seen thus far. I mean, I walked in and I walked right up on Jackson State's AD. Of course, Ashley Robinson. We chatted up for a quick second, but you see a lot of people sort of milling around and sort of filling in. You know, as we always know, people start making their way in on Thursday and whatnot, and we're here in the sports bar here in the Omni, right in the center of things. And you know, Dr. Cavil, how things will get later on. It'll be filled up in here.
Yes, it will.
AD Drew, what have you seen so far?
This is a different perspective for me because this is the first year I've actually been living in Atlanta for the Celebration Bowl. Normally, I'm traveling to Atlanta to cover or work for the Celebration Bowl. So this has just been a different experience because I was like, all this traffic around here already. It's only Thursday. We still got 2 days to the game. And I drove by a couple of parking lots. I'm like, oh my God, I need to catch the ball the rest of this weekend because the car down here is not cool. But it's like saying for me it's different since I'm here working in Atlanta and literally 1.1 miles away from the Bend. So just a lot of different perspective, and I'm able to take in a lot more this year than I have ever been able to take in the past.
Awesome. Great news. Wilton Jackson, the second, they do let the cool kids out the room now, right?
Yeah, no. Doc, I've been running around trying to get stuff situated for the Celebration Bowl. That's why I hadn't been to the Omni yet or anything like that. So I'm getting stuff situated. I'll be there tomorrow, and of course I'll be at the game on Saturday.
No doubt about it.
Doc, can I speak and say something?
Sure.
Y'all gonna let me talk?
Let me do the official introduction. That's what I was waiting on, and bring you in to do your stuff.
Okay.
Welcome to episode 559 of Inside the HBCU Sports Lab Radio Show and Podcast, the show that's covering the sporting HBCU diaspora, all things HBCU sports from institutions large and small, from the NAIA to the NCAA. We share insights and information on the HBCU sports culture, HBCU athletic aesthetics to facilitate the story of HBCU athletic programs and the business of HBCU sports. I'm your host, Dr. Kenyatta Cavil, along with my co-host, Mike Washington, Charles Bishop, with a group of the other team players getting it done. We're filming from our home studios, at least I am. You see, they in Atlanta at the Omni. I feel a way about that, but I guess I've already said that. Sending a signal live to KCOH 1230 AM studios with the Texas Radio Hall of Famer with Ralph Cooper in the beautiful home of Texas Southern University in Houston, Texas. Today's show will be a good one as we discuss the latest news in the lab. And today's episode of Inside the HBCU Sports Lab is sponsored by THG Agency, LLC. THG Agency is a company that provides sporting, educational, and consulting and data analytics. With that being said, we're going to skip our normal news of the day, and that's when we're going to bring in Roy to provide his news of the day.
Well, hello everybody, and let's see. It's entering into the studio now. I know you can hear me, but I just wanted to let you guys know we are broadcasting live here from the Top Draft Sports Bar Restaurant here in the Omni Hotel. You can look around. We already got folks coming in. A table full of rattlers sitting over here, just doing their thing. Different folks in.
You
waving.
That's Jackson State folks waving.
Oh, those Jackson State.
We acknowledge from afar.
Listen, let me put it back over there so the Jackson State people can wave again, just so I'm not being biased.
Hey, that's my man who drives the Jackson State equipment truck. I always shout my man out.
Gotcha. Look, we're going to put him on the spot. Just say, hey there, brother. How you feeling? There you go. And then, of course, we've got the beautiful view of outside downtown Atlanta doing its thing. But definitely, if you guys are going to be here over the weekend, make it a point to come by Top Draft. It's a great place. We're going to see. We might be back here Saturday after the game to do our closeout like we did last year and just having some fun, man. But it's a great Doc. I'm going to turn the lab back over to you.
Good stuff. Brandon, he said I'm